What's going on, guys? It is sentencing week for Miss Jennifer Shah of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. She's being sentenced this Friday, January 6th, and the government is releasing all new evidence that they want the judge to consider. As we know, she was arrested back in March 2021. She was set to go to trial last year. But in, I believe it was July, she ended up changing her plea from not guilty to guilty for committing, she took a plea deal. So she ended up pleading guilty for conspiracy to commit wire fraud. As a result of taking the plea deal, her second charge, which was conspiracy to commit money laundering, was dropped. She was facing up to 50 years in prison. Originally, her sentencing plea brought her down to 14 years, and she recently requested 3 years. The government says, no, we want her to serve 10 years. The judge will make a final decision this Friday, and wow. So Wednesday, the government released new evidence against Jen Shah, and they want the judge to take this into consideration when sentencing her. So the government is claiming that they have a new source that can speak to Miss Jen Shah's character. And this source is the wife of Jen Shah's former lover. Like, talk about, the government was like, we're going to get messy now. Talk about a bombshell right ahead. Like, this doesn't happen. The government just doesn't say, hey, boom, we're going to drop some mess right ahead of this sentencing. Not trial. I said trial, but there is no trial. Anyway, as you remember, in Jen's brief to the judge when she requested only 3 years in prison, she had many people write statements speaking about her outstanding character. The government brought their mic and dropped it, telling her, keep your legs close to married men. So apparently Jen was having an affair with a man. His wife found out about the affair, and then she outed it to Coach Shah, sending him screenshots of apparently the text messages that they were exchanging. When Jen found out, Jen lost it. So then Jen drove to this woman's house in Nevada and confronted her. Jen was like, not today. You're going to out me? Let's go. Boom. Dropped down the glass like she'd broken at Coach Shah's party in season 1. So the government provided a statement from this unnamed woman, a police report, and a copy of the Nevada restraining order. It's unclear exactly if this is related to the accusations. I believe it was last season, season 2 of Salt Lake City, about the affair that Jen was having with somebody out in Utah. Remember, they were at some event. Heather Gay called Jen an Uber. Then Jen, at some point, got out of the Uber, canceled the ride, and had the driver take her to someone else's house. The driver then did an interview, and he came out, and he said that he drove Jen to some man's house or some man's apartment, basically made it look like she was cheating on Coach Shah. So it's unclear if this may be the same guy. Maybe he was in Utah. Who knows? Or maybe she just has a few men on the side. You never know, right? So even though she claims to be such a pillar of society, helping all the gays and the homeless and the toothless, it appears that she's also helping all the married men get off. So Jen Shah was recently posting selfies at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena along Coach Shah, apparently not seeming very bothered by all of this. Listen, that was a choice. I get it. Go support your man, be with your family right now, instead of being, partying it up at BravoCon like she was just a few months ago. But, I mean, I get it. He stood by her, even through her affair, even through, this police report where she'd confronted this woman. But, come on. You can go and support your man, but don't be posting selfies on Instagram of you at the Rose Bowl, at the Rose Parade, being there for Coach Shah. It's tacky, it's tasteless, but then again, we know tacky and tasteless are her vibe. She was just spotted, her and Coach were actually just spotted on Wednesday night or Wednesday evening. Yeah, trying to get my day together. Wednesday evening, she was spotted at the Salt Lake City airport, looking very glammed up, ready to board her flight to New York City, getting ready for her prison sentencing on Friday. The interesting part, the part that I think is kind of funny, is she was wearing the same leopard print boots that she was wearing when she got arrested, which, is a choice. Some people have lucky underwear. I guess Jen Shah has her boots from TJ Maxx. So, You do you, girl. She also had her Chanel bag in tow. According to a witness that was at the airport, they claimed that Jen had her Chanel bag. She had the boots, which are seen in the photograph, and she was shopping at the airport. She was one of the last people to board the flight, likely to avoid having to run into anybody. I don't know if I would want to draw any attention to myself and if I would be, dressed like this. It's not a choice I think I would make given these circumstances, So, the sentencing has been moved from 2:30 p.m. Eastern to 10 a.m. Eastern. It'll likely be a couple hours long, which is why it got bumped up. I do believe that there is another co-conspirator that's getting sentenced on Friday as well. Stuart Smith's sentencing date has not been set yet. I know a lot of people have been asking about that. I asked Emily D. Baker about that, and she thinks that it might be because he's still working with the government on their cases against some of the other co-conspirators. As we know, there are 30 people that have been arrested. Some of them have been sentenced, but some of them, it's possible that some of them are still going to trial and they need evidence against them. So Stuart Smith seems to be working with them. It was predicted that he was going to be at Jen Shah's trial testifying against her. So he's possibly still working against some of the other co-defendants or co-conspirators, as the government calls them. By 10 a.m. Eastern, let's go. Jen Shah is already in New York City, ready to find out what is going to happen. A lot of people are asking if she'll have to turn herself over. It's unlikely that she'll be taken away in handcuffs on Friday. She's likely going to be given her sentence and will have a couple of weeks to get her affairs in order. Obviously, that statement, that figure of speech rings a little differently now that we know that there were possibly some affairs that she had, and who knows what order they were in, but she's going to have to clean them all up before she goes to prison. I will be going live on YouTube, on the YouTube, and on the Instagram at No Filter with Zack is the Instagram handle. Once Jen's sentence has been confirmed, I'll go live and we'll recap it. We'll break it all down. We'll have a little kiki party. Unclear what time that will be, so stay posted. Like I said, the sentencing was moved up to 10 a.m. Eastern on Friday. So I would say let's plan to go live in the early afternoon. As soon as it's said and done, we'll figure it out. I'm also going to be on the Morally Corrupt podcast for the Ringer Reality TV podcast. Morally Corrupt with Rachel Lindsay. I'll be on there giving them some updates on Jen Shah. We'll be breaking down the prison sentencing as well, so you'll get that little kiki with me and a few other people. I'm going to see if Justin Paperny is available. He might not be, only because we also don't know exactly what time we're going to be going live on Friday, so just kind of stay tuned. Follow the Instagram at NoFilterWithZack. There you'll get live updates, or you can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is at JustPlainZack, JustPlainZack, Just Plain Zack. That's my Twitter handle. I'll also be doing live tweets throughout the day, so just get ready. There will be more podcasts and more coverage of it to come, so I'll be doing a few collabs to chat about it. Apparently, I'm the Jen Shah legal commentator. I'm like the royal family has their go-to royal people. I'm the go-to Jen Shah podcaster, but it's probably because I'm actually the one reading all the documents and reporting on it. Very curious to see who else may or may not be going live on Friday. I guess we'll see. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Give me a follow at Just Plain Zack, or if you want to follow me, you can follow me personally at Just Plain Zack. No Filter with Zack has all the updates and all the tea. But if you like me, follow me at Just Plain Zack. Be sure to stock up on some No Filter wine. You're probably going to need it as we count down to lock her up. All right, guys. I love you. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you soon.